Welcome to On Air with Kate Butler, where we are revealing life's best kept secrets. Welcome back to On Air with Kate Butler, and this is where we are revealing life's best kept secrets. Today, I am here with our guest expert, Kathleen McCray. She is a retired engineer turned trauma coach and best-selling author. Drawing from decades of personal experience as a trauma survivor and extensive study of human trauma, Kathleen has developed a deep understanding of the path to recovery and transformation. As a trauma coach, Kathleen works with individuals and groups, guiding them through evidence-based healing approaches that address the complex impacts of childhood trauma. Her engineering background brings a unique analytical perspective to trauma recovery, combining structured methodologies with compassionate and personalized support. Her website is kathleenmccray.com. And Kathleen is here today to discuss all of this with us. It's a very important and powerful topic. We're going to unpack it. We are going to ask the expert what her take on life is and her advice. And we're also going to let her know how you can get into her world. Welcome, Kathleen.
Hello, good to be here.
I'm so happy to have you here today because this is such an important topic to talk about. So, I would love to first know what called you to be doing this work, this very important and powerful work in the world right now.
Well, originally I was distracted by my own childhood trauma that I endured, and I had to do certain things to work through it to come to a point in my life where I understood what happened to me, why it happened, and the defense mechanisms that we refer to trauma today that I formed to protect myself. When you form your ideas of how to protect yourself, you need them then in your capacity as a child. Once you reach adulthood, you get to a point where this isn't working anymore. So I came to the understanding that a lot of people have the same issues that I had, and there is a methodology to go ahead and work through it, look at it, have help on how to fix it, to have things working for you as an adult the rest of your life, really.
It's really important because, and this is where you take your, engineering background and like the way that your brain works systematically, right? And you apply it to emotions, which is not the easiest thing to do, like unpacking emotions and healing through, trauma and identifying all of this stuff. But the fact of the matter is that there is a system, right? Like there is a system
Absolutely.
for that you can follow to
Yes.
get yourself out of feeling limited or feeling stuck or feeling alone or whatever that is that that you're experiencing right now, whatever that heaviness is that you're carrying. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. In fact, I follow the teachings of Dr. Gabor Mate, and his philosophy is it's a compassionate inquiry. What that means is that we have to have compassion for ourselves. Once we have compassion, we can inquire, why did I respond that particular way? And then we can delve into understanding our behavior. We have many things that we just had to, our brains said, well, we need protection on this. And so these behaviors were formed. There is a very methodical way to look at it and investigate it in a compassionate way. It's not anybody's fault how we arrived in adulthood. We come from many backgrounds. So it's open for everyone, and it's freedom to live a life that you enjoy every day. I'm shocked sometimes. I think I'm genuinely happy all the time. It literally never was in my life before. So I am excited about it, and I am passionate about getting this out there.
I love that you presented it that way because everyone deserves that level of freedom in their emotions and in their happiness and really in how they walk through life every single day. And I really appreciate that you are willing to step forward and be that guide for people. And there's another way that we can learn more about your story, right, Kathleen? So you're going to be sharing a lot with us today, but you also shared your story in a
Yeah.
new book coming out called The Impact Effect. So tell us a little bit about your story in that book, Kathleen, and what inspired you to write that story.
Okay, so first of all, I have to answer a question that was posed to me. What is the best advice I've ever been given in my life? And actually, the best advice, I won't mention any names here, but the best advice was a person who nudged me slightly to, and compassionately, to put my story together and put it in a book. So I went back to what happened to me. I was a victim of a pedophile when I was about 12 years old, school teacher. It's in the book, Iconic Effect. And this person took me off course as a pedophile would. And my parents were naive. And also, the situation in my family was prohibitive to understanding what was happening, having the courage to look at really scary stuff. So I put the story in the book, a kind of effect, because I wanted everybody in the world to realize a few things. One, there's a solution to every problem, and I outline that in my story. You can find a solution no matter how scary you your history is, or how scary the what's happening to you is. You can look at it and get the help to do it. And number three, I wanted to say that there's help, there's always help, and it's always in different areas in our life. We can find it in the society that we have today. And I wanted people to know that those three things are apparent and
Yeah.
they're available to everyone. And through this book, Iconic Effect, I think it's a cumulative book of 20 different authors who all have very interesting stories of their ability to make impact in lives of other people. It's
Mm.
very interesting. It's a great book. I'm excited. It was the best advice I ever had. So here we are.
Here we are.
Yes,
Yes, I
right.
love that. I love that. And it's really wonderful to be there's something different about writing your story, sharing your story, and reading someone's story in print. I love listening to the behind this feels like a behind the scenes to me, like about Kathleen, right? I get a little bit more about you and about what you think and about what you feel. But then reading the story, I feel like I'm there with you. And then I can understand in everyone's experienced trauma in their life, right? So whether it was this particular trauma or another one, I can be like, oh, wow, I'm not alone in this, right? Like there's someone else out there that has felt these feelings, that has thought these things, that has experienced this on some level. And it allows me, again, that strategy or that pathway forward because
Right.
we're always growing. If you're still here, you're growing, right? Like if you're not growing, you're dying. Like that's it. We're only going one way. You are never staying forward.
Right. And
Yeah.
growing can seem scary. It
Yeah.
really can, because you experience things you've never thought of before or never actually did before, or maybe even you never thought to think about why you do things the way you do, It's
Mm.
interesting. It's one thing about trauma to keep in mind is that there's trauma that we talk about a lot with a capital T, a terrible thing like what happened to me. It was illegal. Pedophilia is very terrible. But there's also trauma with a small t, and everybody experiences it. It might just be a rejection that you had at 3 or 4 that you don't even remember. So, but there's ways to look at that and compassionately unpack all of the things. And that is why I wanted to publish this story. And it's among 19 other people who absolutely put their whole honest self out there. It's very,
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
interesting.
There's something relieving
Yeah.
about being surrounded by authenticity in the words of the pages, right? And so as the reader of the book that, and getting into Kathleen's story and the other stories in the book, it's a sense of relief to just say, the honesty that you mentioned in it, just it also provides a sense of comfort. So
Yeah.
Kathleen, how do people work with you? Can you tell us a little bit about, your process? You mentioned big T, little t, and you help people work through this trauma through your methodologies and systems. So how do we work with you? How do we get into your world and get in touch with you? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, you mentioned it earlier on in this podcast. My website is KathleenMcCray.com. And if you go to that website, I have some, I guess, uh, you can sign up for a phone call with me, a free phone call. If you have any questions, anything you want to talk about, that's there on the website. I also have a worksheet that you can, sort of a survey. It's for you personally. It's not medically based or anything like that. It's just to give awareness if you've had any kind of trauma in your background. It kind of points you to the way that you could go down the path to healing. And then I'm going to have, there's other resources that I'm going to list on that website. But certainly feel free to get on the website, sign up for a free call with me. Any questions you have, I'd really enjoy answering them.
This is great. And you are such a safe space for people to be able to come and express and share and get that valuable insight. So I really want to encourage anyone who might feel that pull to take Kathleen up on her opportunity to connect and have that phone call. It's really important, to get the support that you need, and the professional support is another layer to that, which of course, Kathleen, you can provide. So leave us with this, Kathleen. What is one place that people could get started, or one, strategy or principle or way, if you will, step, if you will, where if people feel a little bit heavy or stuck right now, like what's one thing they can do to start moving forward?
Well, one thing on my website as well is a grounding. It's like a 5-step grounding techniques. It's free. You can download it right from the website. And it just kind of helps you stop. Like, for example, I had heavy duty anxiety in my life before I was able to identify what was causing it. This grounding tool helps with that. If you would like to just calm and think, it's a little 5-step worksheet. You can print it out at your home and do it yourself by yourself. It's it's just soothing, I guess. I also will have more as I continue to populate my website. I'll have a lot more resources that people can find there by themselves and just use personally.
The grounding exercise sounds absolutely fantastic. We all need grounding. I love something also that I can come back to time and time again,
Yes,
right? Like in different, seasons, cycles of life, if you will, right? To be able to come back to things that I know will work for me.
yes.
So that's always such a beautiful thing. Kathleen, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom with us. I love your heart and really, truly wanting to make a difference and help people. And the fact that you can just really authentically share about the freedom that you feel right now, the happiness that you feel every day right now, it shows an enormous sense of um, work in the way that has been done as personal growth on yourself, regardless of little t or big T trauma, by the way, in your life. For someone to authentically be able to share that they feel happiness all throughout the day, right? Happiness every day, and also freedom in their life. Like those are the two things that everyone is striving for: happiness and freedom,
That's
right?
correct. Yep.
That's it. And so so to be able to stand in your truth on that, right? It obviously you have so much wisdom to be sharing with people on different ways in which we can achieve that and get there. So I want to thank you so much for the work that you're doing in the world.
Yes, and also I'd like to send a nod your way for allowing for a platform to reach people, because that is what we all need. We are on this earth together, and that is why we're important. We need to be here, and providing a platform where I can reach other people. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, Kathleen, thank you so much. This has been amazing. I love whenever I get to spend time with you. I want to encourage everybody to get into Kathleen's world, check out our website, get on that call, and really look forward to everyone also reading your story in the book. So thank you for sharing and being brave enough to do so. And for everyone else, thank you for tuning in today, and we'll see you next time. Bye,
Yes.
everyone. Take care. Thank you so much for listening today. I would love to connect with you on social, and you can find me on Instagram and Facebook under Kate Butler Books. If you're interested in accessing some life-changing tools and techniques, You can grab those right off of the homepage of my website for free, and that is katebutlerbooks.com. And you can always check back here to download new episodes from our podcast right here where you listen today. Until next time, thank you for making this world a better place just by being you.